I played volleyball in high school, but it was never nearly as fun as this week's game. Smash It Wild is a turn-based volleyball roguelike from Goblin Studios and Ernstein, and published by Goblins Publishing. The game was released on all major platforms in mid-April 2026 and retails for $12. Another week, another shout out to the developer and publisher and press engine for the key. I really do appreciate it. Smash It Wild does not give the player an ounce of story, lore, or anything. Just drop in, play volleyball, and hopefully win. The onboarding is nice, as once you drop in, the game gives the player a brief tutorial. There were moments though, during the beginning of my playthrough, where I had more questions than answers. Mechanics and abilities could go a little bit more in-depth to show team synergies, rather than just being a word salad on the screen, and passives and equipment's descriptions can be a little bit clearer. There are 4 teams comprising various super stylish mammals and reptiles, with a couple of central mechanics that the player can expect to build around. There is a team that controls the field through ball placement, a team that leans heavily into high damage attacks, and a team that harnesses the powerful ability to disrupt the opposing team. As expected, the tournament itself is the roguelike. Choose a team to play with, and play through essentially a season filled with progressively more difficult matches. Training that grants new attacks and passives, and shops to buy upgrades, like gloves. If you win, you move on. If you lose, then the run is over. Every day, there is something to do, whether it is to buy upgrades, have the team get random upgrades, or earn currency, but you only get to do one of those activities. Deviating from a mechanic later on in the run, or passing up on a key piece of equipment for a player will most certainly spell doom for your team later on. Smash It Wild feels great to play. The field is laid out in a grid-like fashion, and each player takes a turn, indicated with icons at the top of the screen. The player can attack with a selected ability, move, and swap with teammates. It is a sort of controlled chaos that results in a dance of calculated attacks and defenses, which had me locking in to make sure that all of my movements were optimal so that my opponents would not sneak a point in. After a hard-fought match, it is time to rest up and upgrade our equipment and our teammates. Nowhere does it say this, but this downtime is the most important aspect of Smash It Wild. Having a team that works together, wins together, and, as noted previously, stumbling on an important choice has lasting effects on your team's success. Having one player that doesn't share a passive or an attack that matches the main synergies of the team destroys any semblance of that synergy. It is a little off-putting, but playing around with synergies is one of the highlights of Smash It Wild. Smash It Wild is a colorful video game, and I'm definitely here for it. The characters are distinct, I really like the Radiants and the Shamans, and their uniforms 100% match that energy. The arenas where games take place are gorgeous and filled with hooting and hollering onlookers, making it look like and feel like a real arena. I am here for the animations, especially the spiking, which is always something I look forward to. It's super satisfying to see the little slow motion cutscene of your teammate do a front flip into a backhand spike into the corner. The announcer and the music fill the void of being locked in. The announcer is welcomed with his ball in and score. Smash It Wild is a really fun video game. The ability to jump right into a run is great. Games are quick, gameplay is thoughtful, and super rewarding, especially on the harder difficulties. The game looks great, and its animations are among my favorites. Smash It Wild stumbles when it feels like the opponents always make the optimal play, which can be frustrating when the player has to be perfect to win. The other issue is that the team synergy is so important that if you stray from early passives and mechanics, you are certainly going to lose in the later matches. Smash It Wild is, for sure, worth your money and time if you want an easily accessible, dewy-ass video game.